how do you explain why a band like Blind Guardian with 37 years of career only played one time in Portugal?
I have no idea. I mean, it's like a gift and a curse in terms of Portugal. I have no explanation. I mean, we're a big band in Spain that's not too far away from Portugal. We've never made it to Portugal apart from this one occasion. I have to say there are a few countries like this. Romania and Bulgaria also rarely ever visited by us. And there are diehard Blind Guardian fans, and there is a strong metal scene. But yeah, I have no real explanation why that is the case.
Luckily, I've seen you live in Spain and in Wacken 20 something years ago, but the other Portuguese fans doesn't have the opportunity. How is going this God Machine tour?
It's going very well. We visited a lot of places, and we're more or less finished with the first world tour. We may add a few shows in 2025. That's the discussion at the moment. We pretty much played everywhere, and not only the songs, but also our appearance was very well received by the audience, and we also had a lot of people attending the show. And of course, now we are on the final leg in terms of playing some festivals like the Vagos one. And yeah, we cannot complain at all. It's still fun. We're in very good shape, I have to say. And we're still celebrating each and every show. It's not like we're wasted at the moment. It's the opposite. The more we're playing, the more hungry we are getting.
And you played in North America too recently.
Yeah, we played Australia, North America within 2024. And North America was, to our surprise, also a big success. We gathered more people than we did so far. With Night Demon, we had a great support band. We had a strong relationship with them, and it was very entertaining. 5 weeks we were there, played a lot of shows, and I'm not so sure at the moment when exactly, but I'm almost convinced we're going back in 2025 to do a second run of North American shows.
And when you think about Blind Guardian and the North American music business, it's fantastic that you're still well accepted in North America, because of the idea they are more into different kind of metal, but there are still diehard fans with more traditional metal. They're still there.
Yeah, that's for sure. I believe that we haven't even reached everyone who possibly would be into Blind Guardian. I'm not even sure if everyone who could be into Blind Guardian knows Blind Guardian already there. So that, saying that after 32 years or 37 years, as you said, almost sounds a bit crazy, but it's still a young and fresh and open market for us. We have the feeling that there is a good reception for the music we are playing everywhere. Of course, we are part of the bands who established that kind of music, but we still have a fresh energy, not only in the song but also in the appearance, and that also goes for North America. I'm quite sure that we can draw more attention there. It's difficult for us to find a band where we could probably jump on as the young new band and then profitate from that, but even with our constant appearance there, I have the feeling we can increase the market.
And how did the Blind Guardian fans reacted to the God Machine album?
To my understanding, and that's also what I see when we play live, very well. It was conceived in a fresher way than, let's say, Beyond the Red Mirror, for example, which also had been very successful, but there were complaints about the sounding. For some people, the songs were too complicated, so we did not catch everyone with that one. But that's different with the God Machine. Pretty much everyone, be it a fan more into a modern approach of music, or be it a fan more related to the traditional stuff of the 80s and the 90s, gets along very well with the God Machine, and I think that's more an understatement than exaggerating.
You recently released Somewhere Far Beyond. Why did you decide to re-record this album in particular?
Well, I mean, the last years were a bit insane, to put it that way. I hope that we are going to more normal phases within the next 2 years. But yeah, everything from 2021 on was kind of different than expected. Or even 20 from 20 on, and we were planning an anniversary tour for Somewhere Far Beyond, and that needed to be postponed. So we had some time, some free time, and we didn't know what to do with it. That was even before the release of the God Machine. And instead of doing nothing, we just played around with the songs which we have at that point rehearsed for the tour. And that was Somewhere Far Beyond. And we had some ideas to, present this stuff in a more rougher, more life-orientated way. But once we started working on the songs, we recognized, well, there is a lot of potential in what we did in 1992. And so we did a very intense revisit of that stuff, which is also quite demanding and complicated music. And we tried to revisit it in a very accurate way. So we kept our focus on what we did back then and try to improve what we did back then. This is mainly what we were working on. And since we were satisfied with the result, we thought it's a good idea to have that as a release at some time. And this time is now. As you can see, it was from almost 2 years in the pocket because we didn't know what to do with it, but we felt this is a good moment to release that and give the fans an idea what we were working on back then.
You know that those older and diehard fans, they don't like when you touch the songs they used to listen to. Did you have some kind of reactions like that? Because unfortunately, it's normal for some people.
Yeah, it is normal and it's understandable. And I won't say I feel it a sacrilege if one of my favorite album has been re-recorded or people try to re-record songs at the very least. Of course, the danger is there that you spoil these songs, but we are a very cautious and careful band. So rest assured that is not going to be the case for everyone who's willing to listen to it. We are closer to what we did in 1992 than I expected it to be in the beginning. That was the way we experienced while recording that stuff. I believe no one is, obliged to listen to it. So you can just skip it if you don't want to listen to it. But it's a nice try. It's a very nice approach. I believe sounding wise and maybe also with regard to the performances, that this might be even better than what we did in 1992. So we gave justice to what we gave justice to our legacy.
And do you plan to do the same thing with other albums in the future?
Never say no or never say never. I don't know. We may approach different songs or different albums from different angles. As said, this was originally planned as a reflection of our rehearsals more than a re-recording of what we did in 1992. We just, when working on it, felt that this would be the better direction to do so. For the future, I see that we work with our old material. There's so much great stuff, and there are opportunities and options to do all the stuff in different ways and different direction. Not necessarily doing a revisiting, but not rearranging, but doing the songs in a slightly different way, like let's say Nightfall in an acoustic version also. That is possible.
What can the Portuguese parents expect from your show in Vagos?
Since we have played there 15 years ago, just for one time, so pretty much every song, I believe, would be appreciated. But especially in a situation like this, we're going for the best of stuff for sure. So you'll get what you come for, I would say. And as I may have mentioned before, we're in top-notch shape, not only because of the shows we have played so far, but also we're living what we are doing. So we have a lot of interest in playing good shows and having fun with the people.
And after this show in Portugal, what are your plans for the rest of the year in 2025? You already mentioned that you will perhaps play again in the States.
Yeah, 25 we are considering at the moment. 24, from the planning is over. So we are going to finish the festivals in August, and there are some more in Germany after we play Portugal. And after that, there's a break, basically, and hopefully that will take us to at least May 25 until we start, considering playing live again. Then, of course, we have to come up with a different set of songs in comparison to what we did this year. Always keeping in mind that we play the classical stuff. There is no need for us not to play the Bach song. Then, of course, it is very essential for us to come up with a regular new album. I doubt that we're able to finish everything in 25 when we do touring as well. But, these are different times, as I mentioned, and we may, just pop out a few songs before we even release an album. But eventually, at one point, there will be new Blind Guardian music, and that is not too far away.
What message do you want to leave to your Portuguese bards?
Make sure that we are able to come back faster than 15 years, because then we're getting slightly old. We're in good shape and fresh people at the moment. But it's always a pleasure to be in Portugal. And I'm really looking forward to be there with Blind Guardian in a few weeks from now. Don't miss the chance to see us there. And we are going to have a lot of fun together.